Hello everyone and welcome back to 5-9 Gaming, your source for news and updates for everything gaming related. My name is Sunblade and today we'll talk about one of our favorite game modes in Dokkan. But before I reveal that, I want you guys to tell me what is better, the World Tournament or Chain Battle. You have a couple seconds?
Out of my sight!
There you go. Okay, so let me introduce today's content creator here. We have Minato in this video, and today we'll talk about Chain Battle.
Also, by the way, World Tournament is worse than Chain Battle. We're just gonna point that out there. Ningen. Anyways.
Okay, so the plan for today's video is that we actually want to tell you guys how to properly play Chain Battle. Of course, we do not have all the answers because Chain Battle is kind of a mess, but yeah, there are some tips that can be quite useful to you, and yeah, we'll talk about the friend supporters. Some people are making mistakes here and there, so here you go. So Minato, how do you approach Chain Battle?
So with Chain Battle, honestly, again, the most important thing is obviously the categories that we know are upcoming. Luckily, they let us know ahead of time. So for example, we know that for this specific Chain Battle that we're looking at the time of recording, the special categories are, I believe, Planet Namek, Saga, Sworn Enemies, and what, I forgot the third category actually at the top of my head. I can't read Japanese. But like, they usually give us three categories that the of course the characters are strong against, and a special type of categories of characters that actually fits those categories or things like that. Honestly, I just aim for the special characters is one of the most important things. You need to make sure you have a couple of special characters in there, and you kind of go from there. You might not get it all on the first day. It can take a few days, but yeah, that's kind of how I approach it. Kind of approach it kind of a little casually in a sense, where if I don't see really good setups, I wait until reset. Like every 30 minutes, Chain Battle does reset your friend list, so you can go in and check every single one and see if you could find those good friends.
In battle info, of course, you get all the necessary info. Right now we are facing Goku from the Namek saga, and the advantageous characters are the Freezers. So you actually want to use them, but the top ones are pretty bad, like SR Freezers. You don't want to use them. You want to use like the LR STL Full Power Freezer, the Physical Easy A one. Yeah, but there it is already. We see some Vegetas from the extreme side. Of course, Vegeta won't mix very well with the Freezer. So the first thing I'm going to tell you right now is don't use Freezers and Vegetas together, because it will screw up things for players who actually use your supporters, and we'll get there in a second. Yeah, anything you want to add to that point here?
Well, yeah, the reason why is because links are very, very important when it comes to Chain Battle. Links and categories you share. So obviously, you know, Vegeta has links like Saiyan Warrior Race or Prepare for Battle, and you know, Freezers won't have kind of links like that. They'll have like Universe Most Malevolent, Nightmare, stuff like that. So they don't mesh well really together. So that's why you don't want to bring those units together. Same with like Zarba and the Dodoria. They're a special type unit, for example, but they don't work really well with Frieza. They share like 2 links with him, and they share like 2 categories. So there's not really a point in bringing those characters together. You want to get as many similarities between the units you select as much as possible, because that'll lead you to have more of a higher chance to get a better score.
Right. And the extreme side is pretty good because you can basically use all of the Freezers. I guess most of you guys have like 10 Freezers at your disposal that have the red effect that are advantageous. So yeah, don't mix Freezers and Vegetas together. And your question might be, why should I care? I'm only lending those characters to friends and other players. Why should I do that? And that matters greatly, because if you set your characters as supporters for lending, other players can use them, of course. And every time your characters get used, you get more currency for skill orbs. And that matters greatly because you get quite a lot during 1 week. So you really want to think about the characters you're setting so you get as much currency as possible. So again, don't mix characters that won't work well together. Sometimes you have no choice. We had like a chamber, I don't know which one it was, for the extreme side, where you could use like Alan Nappa and Vegeta, the AGL one. But nobody used him because there are no characters that work well with them because the link set is kind of wonky. So we just used the Vegetas instead. I don't recall anymore, but it was something like that. And there's a similar situation right now with the Piccolo and the Gohan. And yeah, what do we have to say about that?
No, you pretty much hit it right on. I mean, you want to make sure you get those similar units together, which unfortunately sometimes some of these special characters don't really work the best together, which is why sometimes you don't always have to use this every single special character that's there in order to get a high score. In fact, sometimes if you mix them together and they don't work well together, you do worse as prefer to just bringing like say 3 special characters, but then like 3 of them that work well with the special characters but aren't necessarily, you know, those red sparkling ones, just normal advantageous characters as an example.
Okay, so with that said, I guess we can move over to the big start button on the screen to actually start Chain Battle. And the majority of the time you're spending within Chain Battle is to prepare the units actually, because the gameplay is like not there, I would say. So first off, you have to pick your attacker, and according to the news that came out on Dokkan, the sum of the HP, attack, and defense matters, and of course the unit should have the red effect and should have all of the advantageous categories if possible. So right now the best characters for that are Frieza units basically. So I use AGL full power Frieza. Of course, you saw that some guys who have like 150 million use STR EZA first from Frieza, and that's because they want to use that LR as a connector. So yeah, you can go either way as long as they have high stats, share all the categories, and yeah, for now we can go with STR first from Frieza here, of course.
Yeah, something to also consider is that if you have like the AGL final full power Frieza at 55% or something like that, his stats won't be as high as like say this LR full power first form
Good
Frieza
call,
for
good
example.
call.
So you want to make sure you get those higher stats, and along with that, this guy will just be a better connector.
Well, the way within just talked, I guess I pulled 3 dupes of AGL full power Frieza, and I have also 3 dupes in my STR LR full power Frieza, so
well,
yeah, I decided to go with the AGL one as the main attacker, but yeah. Minato's totally right. Yep.
And yeah, I mean, here we are.
Go ahead.
This is the big part of Chain Battle.
Oh
where
yeah,
you need to
you see
sort
that?
through
Look
everything.
at truth, man. Look at truth.
Running a Namek Goku here, not
Oh,
like
man.
one category doesn't even work well. For now, we'll have truth selected. We'll see if we could find any other better ones specifically for this team. Like honestly, for example, this one is what I'm talking about. This one might be better than this one, even though this has all the special characters. This has more cohesiveness, and it has some special characters on there, at least with the Piccolo right here. You know, this might actually work out pretty well because, you know, the Gohans and the Krillin share a lot of links together with these Piccolos, like, you know, Shattering the Limit and stuff like that. Well, like, you know, something like Namek Super Saiyan Goku wouldn't really work well with them. And, you know, there's a lot of Rainbow units right here. So this one might be the one I pick specifically, but again, let's take a look. And you want to do some refreshes here just to see. I think ideally what I found some of the best scores I've been getting were people who rainbowed the SSR as well for this Piccolo right here.
Ah, yeah.
Because they work really well together. But
yeah, right.
What do you say? Should we go with this one, Sunblade, or should we go with Truth?
Yeah, for demonstration purposes, I guess we can go with Truth here and pick our connector for the super side.
I would say probably best connector in this situation might be another Tech Piccolo. Let's see right here. So 26, 2, and 19. So this is I believe this is the is this the categories this year? No, this is the links.
No, these are the links.
No, these are
the categories. No, the
Yes.
categories. Yes.
Sorry, we don't read Japanese. These are the categories shared.
Categories, types,
Type,
and links.
and then links right here, because I see Z Fighters right there. So we'll go ahead and go with this. It's not the best ever, of course, because you definitely want to get higher. So like say,
one important note I have about that. I actually use the sound feedback from the game. So if you switch up to a different player, you can get a confirmation sound or a going back sound. And if you get the confirmation sound you get from Dokkan, maybe our editor will play that for you. That signifies that the multiplayer is higher now. If you hear the going back sound from the game, then the multiplier gets lower. So actually listen to the game if you select those names on the screen, and yeah, hear whatever the game tells you, and try to pick out the best score, the best character for the best score, and definitely check out the details right before you start the game, so you can actually make sure that you have the highest multiplier. And don't start if both bars aren't filled up. It's not worth it.
Yeah, you want to make sure they're filled up. Like, you'll see, like, kind of, I'll click on another one just for example. What was the one I was looking at earlier? I think it's this one, right? So if you click here, well, it doesn't show it anymore. I have to click a bad one. So like if we click this random one, right? And then if you go, obviously go all the way to truth, you could see kind of the effect kind of shining right there. So yeah, let's move on to the easier section. This chain battle specifically, super class is weird.
Oh yeah.
But this is the way easier one. So we see right here, truth is looking pretty solid, and this one's actually looking pretty good too. So I guess maybe for demonstration purposes, we could pick truths, and then we'll kind of just pick a unit that works well with them. I mean, I don't really see anyone else right here. So this one's probably the best because it has all these rainbow units, which again, its stats do matter. So you want to go for as many rainbow units as possible in here. And then for our connector, you have to consider, because in situations, it could also depend on like dupe levels that you have. And say, for example, you know, you have the AGL Phantom Form Frieza, the AGL Full Power Frieza, and the Physical Full Power Frieza. So if you bring another Full Power Frieza here, you cannot have two Full Power Friezas show up and have them linked together. So that hurts your chances kind of getting like 3 different characters together that work well. So in situations like this, I kind of might pick this guy. This guy does share a lot of links here. So he's 58, 1, and 31. Though the Full Power Frieza right here will share a little more. So it's kind of weird because I would say ideally for this chain battle, for example, you want to get all 3 Full Power Friezas. But honestly, this one might work out well enough as long as you get like another Frieza with them.
Right.
All right.
Okay. I don't have anything more to add. Again, I can repeat myself. Well, you can try out different connectors and just listen to the game. If you hear the confirmation sound, you go with the best one, of course. And if you hear the cancel or going back sound, that's not as good, or well, that's bad. So yeah, turn your sound on, guys, or check out the details frequently, and you should be fine. And with that said, I guess we can go to battle.
Yep. It's time to get like a bad score.
Yeah.
Because chain battle's so random. Right. But yeah. Should we do the open screen thing, kind of like the thing with
we should talk about that.
Yeah, the thing that sucks with my app actually is that it kind of cuts off a little, so I have to memorize. We'll see what happens, but so basically there is this technique that you could do. So for example, if you pop the screen open right here, you can kind of pause it and see what kind of units show up. Unfortunately for my phone, it just shows half of it, but I know for most phones you can see the entire.
Okay.
You can see the entire thing. With this, if you pause it on this screen right here before the timer starts, then you are able to see units that you're able to select here, and you're able to make a choice based off of that. Say, okay, I see 3 Friezas, perfect. I'll click all 3 Full Power Friezas. Or I see all 3 Piccolos, perfect. We'll pick all 3 Piccolos right here. So this is a thing that you are able to get at advantageous actual score. You just have to keep in mind, if you do it too late, then the timer could actually start in game and you'll get a low score. So like so if we pick our characters right here, I could see there's 3 Friezas. What I do with my phone is I kind of just go in and out. So we see these 3 Friezas right here, we'll pick these 3 right here, because they'll be able to link pretty decently well together. And let's see what kind of score we're gonna get right here. So it's a little trick that you could do. It'll allow you to get a better score at chain battle, although I feel like that section is not really like the worst thing to do. If you take a long time to select your characters, obviously you're gonna get a worse score than you would prefer.
Right.
Hopefully this is at least 100 mil.
I predict something like 80 million now. So
109 mil.
Oh yeah, 109. Okay, that's not bad.
I think it's pretty solid, honestly.
Yep.
This is like enough for at least like top 5%. And you have to keep in mind, with chain battle, you don't need like I'll like truth right here and see bam, you get the extra signet, which is important why you want to have good supporters. But with like chain battle specifically, I feel like just one thing to note before kind of alter off here. People feel like you have to get 1% or else you're bad, but the rewards for like top 10% are pretty good because you still get the 20 guaranteed gold equipments, which you get 2 gold equipment guaranteed from here. You can get still like 3 outer Kais. You get 30 pulls from equipments, which is the most important thing here. So it's not the worst thing, even if you don't get the high. But that's where I'd say you'd be in like top 5% range, which they're still pretty decent rewards, honestly. So I would say at the very least, especially if you're free to play, aiming for like top 10 is probably the go-to, because you will only have those 5 attempts a day, for example, compared to if you spent stones.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to repeat what Minato said at the very beginning, once you used a connector from your box and, well, units from your friends or guests, they are gone until you get the daily reset or you invest a stone, and you can invest up to 5 stones per day. So, yeah, make sure your timing is right. Don't invest too many stones for this. Try to get top 1% as fast as possible and then get out of there. Or, well, top 10% for the rewards.
Yeah, you can see right here there's no Tech Piccolo anymore because we used them in the previous run. Now, the thing that sucks is that you have to clear these 4 free runs before you could use a stone. But once you use a stone, you can reuse those characters that you used again.
Correct. And yeah, from the missions, as long as you hit like 100 million and play Champ Battle long enough, you can clear those out easily. You should do that. You get some Elder Kais, you get those Unity marks, you get some stones. So make sure to play it. And yeah, as long as you've played it once per day, you'll easily be able to clear all of that. Especially with those stronger extreme side characters, you should be able to get 100 million easily. So yeah. What I can recommend is what I have basically is I'm in a giant WhatsApp group with my German friends who play Dokkan, and we are talking to each other. Like I'm telling them what to set from their box, and yeah. Maybe you guys should join our Discord server on Discord, the 5-9 Gaming public Discord server, and yeah, talk to the guys there. And well, maybe you can add some friends and perform even better on Chain Battle.
That's a good idea, and I agree with that.
So, do you have any Unity marks to spend? Can we summon for some skill orbs, or?
We'll go ahead. We can go ahead and do like a multi right here. I've been saving them up a little.
Okay, nice.
Bam. So we'll do a 10 pull, and we'll see if I get shafted right here.
Okay, yeah. Let's do a multi here.
Do a multi, huh?
And see what we get. So
it's not really that great. One thing to consider though, for at least JP and upcoming and global, the extreme super battle stages have EX skill orbs. So if you want to use these bad skill orbs for a unit that would have an EX skill orb, you need to replace it. So basically, say if you have an EX skill orb on like LR Bardock or something, but you want to move it to like LR Blue Kalkin, Goku, and Vegeta, or just some random LRs. You could use those gold skill orbs that are bad and replace it. And then you'll be able to use that EX skill orb again, which is very important. So that gives a use to those bad gold equipments at the very least. So you could use those equipments still, even if they're not the greatest.
And right now on the screen, if you switch to the left side, you can see the gacha system for the gold skill orbs. But yeah, of course, you will get those Unity marks after Chain Battle finished. So yeah, and I guess this is a good improvement. Finally we get some guaranteed gold orbs, but sometimes you can get shafted as well. You see those kind of useless upgrades in there, like that one. Yes, right. Minato's already tapping the screen here.
But like, so, for example, these ones are solid, so you can get lucky.
Yeah, that's totally fine. There's one more thing I would like to address, because I've seen it on Reddit, and I talked to Minato about that. It's about selecting the 3 friend supporters during the battle. There was a rumor, or well, some guy did some testing, that you should actually pick 3 weaker ones that have great cohesion and as fast as possible, of course. So the stronger ones support your attacker better, and that should get you a higher score. But Minato did some testing. And we cannot confirm this theory. So just pick your best 3 characters as fast as possible with great cohesion, of course. Just don't pick randomly, because you will get a bad score. So just pick 3 full power freezers if possible that are rainbowed, and have the red effect, and you should be fine.
Yep.
Okay. Any final words here from you, Minato? Do you like chain battle?
I don't like chain battle, but at the very least, it's better than World Tournament still. But I think there's some things that they could improve with the mode. I feel like that's a whole other topic, though. At least I like the rewards. The rewards are fine for me. I think they're good enough.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, guys, I hope this guide helped you in order to quote-unquote master chain battle. I know chain battle is a mess. It's very RNG heavy, and sometimes even I don't know what I'm doing within this mode. The scores are pretty random sometimes, so yeah, I totally understand that you are frustrated with this mode, but yeah. I hope this guide helped you, and if it did, and if you are not subscribed to Five Night Gaming, make sure that you subscribe. And yeah, don't forget our other channels like Five Night Entertainment, Five Night Shorts, Five Night Direct. Will cover the new Metroid game that comes out next week. So yeah, definitely make sure to subscribe to Five Night Gaming across all social media platforms and all our YouTube channels. And yeah, again, do not forget our Discord server and connect with the community to get more friends in Dokkan Battle. And yeah, get better scores on Chain Battle, I guess.
Yay!
Yeah. And yeah, with that said, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye-bye.